Welcome back, you beautiful fucks. It's me, Danny. Today we're looking at the shit, the smog, my phone's going off, the polluted one, Hedorah. Specifically Showa era. I forget the years. It's in the early 70s. Godzilla vs. Hedorah. Pretty much one of the classic Showa era films. I'm losing my mind here because we're jumping right to actually something else, which is Methuselah. My custom Methuselah that I made out of a singular point Salunga figure. I believe that's what you call it. I'm not the biggest singular point fan, so I forget some of those names. And actually, you guys know me, I forget most names in general. Anyway, who gives a shit? So this is my custom Methuselah. Now, I kept it simple. I did a gray base color with some brown and green dry brushing towards the top for that mountain look. I know some pictures they have him more brown. I chose to go with gray though, because this is the idea I had. This is my take on the creature. And I also know he's missing the horns he has around his cheeks and his face. I actually had those on there with some foam, and it looked terrible. So for now, my figure, I really like it without them. It looks way better without the cheap stuff on it. So that's how I'm going to keep him. But I still love it. So again, it's a very simple job. That's how I like it. If I wanted to use clay, I've thought about it. We'll see. But for now, I think I really like it. Anyway, though, that's it for Methuselah. We're looking at Hedorah here, okay? It's dedicated to him. All right. So this is the newest Bandai Movie Monster Series Hedorah release. This came out, I think, last year. Or this year at some point. I forget. Who gives a shit? Anyway, this figure is actually really great. When it comes to recent Bandai Movie Monster Series, I know some of their sculpts and paint jobs and detail can be hit and miss. It's not like the good old days. This one, though, nails it. It's one of their more solid releases. I really like this figure. It's probably the best Hedorah figure, in my opinion. At least the ones I've seen. There's probably thousands. I don't have the SH Monster Arts. I don't care for it. Honestly, even if I did, I'm not putting it up there with this because this is cheaper and I think it's better. And the SH Monster Arts one probably falls apart in the packaging on its way to you. And then when you open it, it just fucking explodes. Shrapnel goes everywhere. Because that's just what it does. Anyway, you guys know how I feel about SH. Maybe when Hayao makes one, it'll be awesome. Because hopefully they will. After they make a whole bunch of different variations of the Heisei suit. I'm not going to rant. Just be happy we're getting new stuff. Anyway, moving on. Now we have the original Bandai Movie Monster Series 6-inch Hedorah. Can we talk about the big sack on his back? So, you'll find out in a second why the first time I got... This is what the first... No, this is the second Hedorah figure I have. You'll see the first one in a second. The sack threw me off. Because I never really paid attention to it in the movie. So when I see it, it's like, whoa, what is this? I like his lungs? Or it's like an inflatable back in case he falls back over or something. Look at that thing. Disgusting. But I guess it fits his whole character because it's a big snot monster. But this is another solid one back in the old days of Bandai. Although this one's a bit smaller than I think Hedorah should be. And he's also kind of hunched over, which isn't too bad to be honest. Also, his hands were another thing that threw me off. And we'll get to that in a second. Even though in the movie he did have those hands kind of. It's all going to make sense here, because I had one of the. We'll just wait. But here's a comparison. They all look great. Okay, here's the reason. Here's the cause of my problems. So this was the first Hedorah figure I ever got, and some of you know what this is. This is the Bandai America Hedorah figure. Notice it has no sack on his back, and his hands I kind of ignored for years. I got the figure before I ever saw the movie, so I just thought Hedorah was always just like this pile of sludge, no hands or something. Until I was a dumb kid. I look, the hands are clearly there, but this figure, I'm kind of just rambling. I'm happy that we got here in the States a movie monster series, not a movie, a Hedorah figure. But this is, look at this. There's no articulation on it. It's just like a statue. It's very basic. It's not the most accurate. It's not a bad figure. It's pretty tall, which I do like. But there's a reason why this is regarded as one of the worst Godzilla figures ever. I don't know if it's that bad, but it's definitely just not. It doesn't do the vagina monster justice. So, You know, it's not as good as the other two. That's why I have them separated, because that's the way I like it. Anyway, guys, that is all for today's video. The figures are fine, obviously, but the Japanese movie monster tiers ones are definitely the better ones, and they're probably the newest ones, easier to find. If you need a Hedorah figure, I highly recommend it. So, with that being said, enough rambling for today. I hope you all take care. What is tomorrow's King Kong? We're talking about some King Kong figures tomorrow, so stay tuned for that, for the big monkey. Anyway, guys, I hope you all take care, and I'll see you all next time.